TikTok, time to rock. Welcome back to Leeation for another one great interesting aviation video. So in this video we're gonna take a look about why Boeing furiously wants their 737 MAX 10 aircraft to be certified right before the end of 2022. Alright, but here is the big deal you wanna know. The Boeing 777-9, the 777-8, 737 MAX 10, all of these aircraft is yet to be certified by the Federal Aviation Administration. But it doesn't matter what happened, Boeing wants their 737 MAX 10 aircraft to be certified right at 2022, even if the Federal Aviation Administration, which is the civil aviation authority of the civilian aviation for United States of America, even if Federal Aviation Administration is certifying the 737 MAX 10 aircraft right at the December 31st at 11:59 of this year, Boeing is gonna be totally happy about it. They're gonna conduct a big party, maybe, I don't know, if that aircraft is going to be get certified this year, before the end of this year. But here's the big deal. If this aircraft is going to be get certified right at 1 a.m. of 2023, January 1st, Boeing is totally going to be unhappy about it. Boeing doesn't want it to be get happen. It doesn't matter what happened. They don't care even if the 777-9 or 777-8 is going to be not to be get certified at this year. But it doesn't matter what happened. They want the 777 MAX 10 to get certified right at this year by the Federal Aviation Administration. So why is that? Is what we're gonna dig much deeper. Alright, for that we need to have a small time traveling back to 2018. I mean, from 2018, it's gonna be a fast time travel. We're gonna return to the present faster, so don't worry. After the Lion Air and the Ethiopian Airlines crash, both the 2018 and 2019, when the investigation has totally pointed out Boeing that he's the black sheep. I mean, the Boeing is the black sheep. They're the one who fits the maneuvering characteristic augmented system, which is a faulty software at the 737 MAX 10 aircraft. The United States Congress has passed a new act, which is the Safety and Accountability Act. And at the same time, they also asked the Federal Aviation Administration to certify any of the upcoming aircraft from the United States of America to be certified by following this act which the Congress has passed, which is the Safety and Accountability Act. But here is the problem. If the 777-9 and 777-8 has met this act, I mean, if Federal Aviation Administration is going to be get certified the 777-9 and 777-8 by following the Safety and Accountability Act, still that's fine. The 777-9 and the 777-8 is gonna pass the Safety and Accountability Act certification process. But if you're taking out the 737 MAX 10, it's no way gonna pass the Safety and Accountability Act, because the 737 MAX is just an enhancement of 50-year-old 737-100 aircraft. From there, they keep on developing from the classic to develop some series has came on, and finally they came up with the next generation, the Dash 800 thing. I'm speaking about Dash 700, 800, you know, those kind of thing. And finally, this is the final thing. Not the 800 was the final. And the MAX 8, the MAX 10, the 737 MAX series is just an enhancement of the 737 next generation aircraft, where you might know about the the world famous, the aviation famous at least, the 737-800. These aircraft are just an upgrade of the 737 next generation aircraft. So, you know, it's just an upgrade of those aircraft, which means, you know, the upgrade what they did at these MAX aircraft, is not gonna meet these requirements which has been passed by the Congress as the Safety and Accountability Act. Okay. But here's the one big thing you need to know. If it is an act, if it is just being an act, it wasn't mandatory for the Federal Aviation Administration to follow it while they're certifying it, okay? But, you know, this act is gonna be a law at 2023. From 2023, it is gonna be a law. First of everything, the only reason why they delayed is, you know, when the Congress has came and said, we're gonna bring a new act, this is the new act, and Federal Aviation Administration, you need to follow this act to certify the 737 MAX 10 aircraft. At that particular timing, Boeing and the Federal Aviation Administration, Congress, everyone has come together and come to a point. All right, if this act is going to be passed as a law, of course the 737 MAX 10, MAX 7 is not gonna be meet this act, which means, you know, there were a lot of modifications that the cockpit need to be done, especially at the engine indication and the crew alerting system, which means the MAX 10 and the MAX 7 is going to be a new aircraft. Okay, news I'm speaking about the MAX 10. Also just now I said about the MAX 7, but still MAX 7 is going to be get certified this year for sure. Doesn't matter what happens, for sure the MAX 7 is going to be get certified, so I'm not touching it. Let's stick only with the MAX 10. Okay, so Boeing, Federal Aviation Administration, the United States Congress, everyone has realized it's going to impact the business of Boeing, because if you need to understand the business of Boeing, one of the major reasons why some of the airlines are choosing the MAX 10 over the A321LR, if you're taking a look at those airlines, most of them were the operators of the 737 next generation aircraft. They are right, like the Dash 800. Okay, so if they are upgrading directly to the MAX, if they're jumping directly to the MAX aircraft rather than jumping directly to the A321LR, they could save some cost in training of the pilots. Okay, and some of the cost could be saved for them. So that's the reason why they are jumping, because, you know, when compared to the Dash 800, I mean the next generation and the MAX series, there will be a lot of similarities in the cockpits. Okay, there will be a lot of similarities in the cockpit. That's one of the major reasons why the airlines are doing it. But if this modification, I mean, if Federal Aviation Administration is doing certification for the MAX 10 according to this act, the modifications at the cockpit must need to be done. There is no exception for it. If the modifications is going to be done at the MAX 10 aircraft, it's going to cost Boeing millions, maybe even billions. I'm not sure about whether it is a millions or billions. Some of the sources on the internet is saying it's going to be millions. Some of the internet sources were saying it's going to be billion. But all I knew is it's not million. Alright, so that's a big problem. Okay, Boeing is gonna need to do the modification. Okay, so, and at the same time they are losing money. Okay, but losing money, millions and billions, billion is not a big deal for all of these three parties. But the big deal is, you know, if this modification need to be done, it's gonna, you know, make the customers of the make the 737 MAX customer to rethink about the order which they placed for their MAX 10 aircraft. Okay, so the Congress has delayed passing out this Safety and Accountability Act into a law for 2 years, and this 2 years gonna come to an end right at the 2022 December 31st, and from 2023 that act has gonna become a law, which means it doesn't matter what happened, the Federal Aviation Administration should need to follow the Safety and Accountability Act to certify the 737 MAX 10 aircraft. Okay, this was the big deal. But, you know, doing the modifications in the cockpit is not at all a big deal for the Boeing. Boeing is even ready to lose millions for modifying it. Of course, as a business, they need to save the money, but, you know, their situation is worse than that. But still, you know, Boeing is up. Okay, we are fine, even with losing millions. But the big problem is their customers. According to Bloomberg, around 568 MAX 10 aircraft is on the order currently. Okay, currently 568 aircraft is in the order, and most of them were already the existing operators of the 737 aircraft. Okay, it could be of MAX variants or it could be of non-MAX variants, but still, anyway, they are the operators of 737. Okay, so if this cockpit if this certification process is going to happen for the MAX 10 aircraft right by being under the Safety and Accountability Act, the cockpit is going to get changed, which means this particular MAX 10 aircraft cockpit is going to be totally different when compared to any of the MAX aircraft cockpit and any of the next generation aircraft cockpit, which is going to be, which means the airline need to, invest a little more into the training, and at the same time the aircraft delivery is also going to be get delayed than what the Boeing has promised, because, you know, if the changes in the cockpit need to be done, it's going to take them some time for sure, which means, you know, the plans, whatever the airlines, the customers of Boeing's 737 MAX 10 customers have plans to this day is gonna be get blasted out. They need to change their plans. They need to keep on operating the older variant aircraft, and at the same time the waiting period is gonna be a little bit longer, and at the same time, you know, they need to invest more money into the training of their pilots for the Sunshine on MAX 10 aircraft alone. Even though if they are operating the MAX 10 aircraft, still they need to spend more money to training their MAX 10 pilots. And at the same time, it is also being a big question: can the Sunshine on MAX 7 operating pilots operate the Sunshine on MAX 10 aircraft if the Sunshine on MAX 10 aircraft is going to be get certified right under the Safety and Accountability Act, which is gonna be a real big problem for and gonna be a very negative business impact for the Boeing. Okay, so this was the only reason why Boeing wants their 737 MAX 10 aircraft to be certified right before the end of this year at any of the cost. Okay, so which means, you know, sometimes if Boeing is delaying the certificate, I mean, if delaying to delay their process of certification, in some way, if the certification has moved to 2023 for the 737 MAX 10, and if the 737 MAX 10 aircraft is going to be get certified by under the Safety and Accountability Act, which has been passed by the Congress, some airlines might rethink about their order. Sometimes they might shift their order from the 737 MAX 10 aircraft to the A321neo LR, which is gonna be upper hand for Airbus. But still here, the Boeing is also having another one kind of additional advantage. Currently, I'm not sure about whether this data is for A320 family or only for A321neo aircraft variants type, but something like around 3,000 aircraft is on a backlog for Boeing for their A320neo family. I believe, I'm not sure whether it is a neo or only for A321neo family, I mean variants. But some way, you know, they have all I knew is they have a huge backlog for both the 321neo and for the whole A320 family. I believe it's for the whole A320 family. Which means, you know, even if the airline is jumping directly from the Boeing 737 MAX order to the A321, which means they're gonna wait for a very long period of time to receive the aircraft. Okay, which means Boeing is having still an upper hand on the other side. At the same time, airlines might rethink to shift from Boeing to Airbus. At the same time, you know, Boeing is having an upper hand because Airbus, a lot of orders has been placed at Airbus for the A321neo, A321LR neo, whatever aircraft which is coming out of the A320 family. So, you know, both the upper hands, but still Boeing is way beyond, to be honest, you know, when it comes to the A320 family versus the 737 family, I mean, at the current situation. So everything is up to the U.S. government right now. The Federal Aviation Administration is not believing that Boeing's 737 MAX 10 aircraft is going to be get certified this year, and there were a lot of discussions is going on internet right now about what the U.S. government is gonna do. I mean, the U.S. Congress is gonna do. Are they gonna delay passing out this act as a law for some more time as for the goodness of the Boeing business, or else are they gonna forget about the Boeing business and they're gonna pass this law? Okay, first of everything, the U.S. government, I mean the Congress has given enough time for the Boeing 737 MAX 10 aircraft to be certified, because they delayed passing out this act as a law for 2 years, just only for the goodness of the business of Boeing. But Boeing haven't succeeded into it. I mean, most probably not. They're not gonna succeed into it. And not only according to me, even according to the Federal Aviation Administration, and according to a lot of industry experts. Okay, so it's only up to the hands of the government. It's also into the hands of the Boeing. Okay, whatever the outcome could be, the Federal Aviation Administration should need to go across it, and should need to verify everything, and should need to maintain safety, and need to put their safety as the first priority. But still, you know, it's a kind of a ridiculous thing. Even though the 737 MAX 10 is coming under the same family of the MAX series, only the MAX 10 is gonna be different when compared to the MAX 7, MAX 8, MAX 9. That's kind of a ridiculous. I mean, if the MAX 10 certification is going to be delayed for the next year. Alright, so that's it for today, and I hope you people have learned something great from this video, and I believe the story is also, of course, really fantastic. Even at the time when I heard it, I was really impressed and knew this thing. First of everything, well, I think that's not a recorded thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, have a great day, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you liked this video. So that's it for today. Goodbye. See you all in my next video.